All right, welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing. Folks, there's no downtime when it comes to roofing. Spring, summer, winter, fall, when you need a new roof repair, or new gutters, you got to get it right then. And the team to call, Daniel Hood Roofing. You've seen him on our show. You know that 99.9% of the people on this show have turned to Daniel for roofing needs, roof repairs. He does a great job. His company is fantastic. DanielHoodRoofing.com. Find out for yourself. Okay, rapid fire, and I mean rapid fire, guys. Marlon, your former high school player Jeremy Banks had 20 tackles in the Music City Bowl. What is his ceiling next season?
Ceiling is, I don't think he get as many tackles. I just want to see him more in tune with the defense as far as understanding what his job is and making plays, tackles for loss wise, as opposed to catching guys 5 yards down the field because we're getting pushed around. I'd rather see him more tackles for loss is what I would say. All
right, very good. Will, you've got a YP board down there. Rank UT's needs from 1 to 4 next season. I'm going to give you your choices. Offensive line help, a power running back, better pass rush, I'm guessing that's number 1, or better pass coverage. What do you say, former pass rusher?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty easy. Basically, I get tired of watching it when the quarterback stands up and can do anything he wants to all day long.
Yeah.
But if you just look at it, Super Bowl wins, all this, Bucks against the Bucks, against the Kansas City Chiefs, pass rush becomes even more important in secondary.
It protects your secondary.
Yeah, it protects your secondary. So I think it is definitely number 1. Your secondary is number 2. Your defense has got to figure out ways to get off the field. I think this coaching staff could figure out ways to score points. How do you keep the other team from scoring as many and getting in these long, dragged-out games? And then offensive line, when you've shown weakness in offense this year, Chase going out yesterday, Cade Mays going out yesterday, they all of a sudden produced defensive end has 2 or 3 sacks. That's a big area. Power running back, yeah, but I can figure out some other ways to coach around power running back. Those other positions you can't.
Okay. Chuck, here's yours. Hendon Hooker, 26 of 41 versus Purdue, threw for 378 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. But it wasn't his best day. True or false?
No, I think you say true, because one of the things that stood out the most to me about that game was the deep passes that fell incomplete. And a lot of times it seemed like they were landing in empty spaces that didn't have a chance to be a completion. So that's the thing that he could have improved some. But I don't know, he really had his footing real well. I mean, and he was sailing high on some throws, true. So, no, it wasn't his best day.
Yeah, which is 378, 5 and 0. Yeah. That says something that wasn't your best day. Josh, Colt Kublik, the sideline reporter, revealed something during the broadcast. UT coaches don't want long drives. The offensive line coach will get word to the offensive coordinator and say, when they're on play 7 or play 8, hey, we got to end this drive. Our guys are getting gassed. Take a shot here. We got to kill this drive. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's a good thing, I guess, if you take the shot and hit it, but if you don't, you've gotten in your own way, right? So we've talked about the defense getting gassed because of the offense, not as much about the offense getting gassed.
Your own
because
offense
of the
getting gassed.
Especially if you need points. So if you're in a tricky spot and you have to get out of there, that could be problematic in a game like the Purdue game.
It's an incredibly effective system that he's got. It's also wildly unique. Marlon, what were your thoughts on that? Hey, we need to get off the field.
Never heard that one before. never heard that one before. That's a new one.
That's why Will's got offensive line on his list.
Last one. Yeah, you better be deep. Exactly. All right, last one. This is for everybody. Vol fans should be pulling for who or whom in the national championship game, Georgia or Alabama? Who should Vol fans be pulling for?
Alabama.
Georgia.
I'm thinking of what my friend would say. He'd pull for the Taliban over either one of those two, but I would say Alabama.
Bama, come on, Marlon. You got to pull for Bama. You don't need the monster to move from the west to the east.
Boost the east up. Boost it up. And that way when we go beat them next year.
And by the way, the line has gone from 2.5 to 3.
Will and I talked about this on the show about a month ago. Georgia ran off Mark Richt when they said he couldn't win the big one. You need those seeds of doubt to pop back up and then to fire another guy. Eventually they'll mess it up down there because, well, Smart can't win the big one. Let's fire him and move on. So, Alabama. Don't listen to Marlon.
They run them off. They're crazy.
Will, Marlon, thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate it. We'll see you during spring practice and the like. When we come back, basketball. That's next.